Thanks, Jethro, and thanks, panel. That was really great. So I guess that brings us to the conclusion of Water in the Bush Conference 2020. Now, I'd say it's been a pretty big day. We had a bunch of keynotes this morning. We've had 12 presentations and the panel. So, having said that, if I take you all the way back to this morning, I know it does seem like a while away, but we started with Welcome to Country and a pretty interesting history of the Larrakia people. We then got an overview of the strategic planning of water in the NT, and we got that perspective from both Minister Lawler and PwC. Isvan and Phil took us through the journey of data manipulation and usability and how to apply that when managing big data for something like 72 remote communities. We had a virtual attendance by Toby, who introduced us to hydro panels, providing reliable and safe water solutions for communities that are outside of the infrastructure grid. We then had a good news story and interesting lessons learned from Nooka community, who previously saw significant water loss in the system as a result of leakage. We moved a little closer to Darwin after this, and Simon gave us a summary of the planning and evidence-based development decisions for the Gun Point area and the unexpected outcomes for land planning. We learnt from Adrian the classification of a true Territorian, BYO stubby cooler, as I'm sure you can all agree with. But then we also got some interesting innovations in obtaining groundwater information through G-flows. Jocelyn gave us an exciting summary of her weekend modelling adventures, or more specifically, the sensitivity of nutrient removal in biodetention basins and how to get the best back for your bum. Sorry. Not that. The best bang for your butt. Okay. Okay, so just how to get us appropriate designs. I'm just going to leave it there. All right, so it's been a long day, everybody. And I'm halfway through my notes. Okay. Then Hayden looked like he was going to give us a pretty hefty maths lesson, and then gave me a model for why it's better to choose hot chocolate over coffee, and then went through the interesting stuff and the research and analysis undertaken for climate prediction modelling. We then had the powerful partnership of Jethro and Joel, who discussed leveraging the influence of Baker Boy to help with water education for our youth. Now, I'm definitely a lot older than a year 6, but I was really entertained, and I'm sure those videos worked a treat for you. We then learned about the plans for Jabberee Lake redevelopment from Tony and the options to meet the proposed master plan objectives. We welcomed Tang back to the stage, and we moved to the remote community of Gallawinku, which saw an interesting process to improve water reliability in the community through a new gas chlorination plant. Next was an enthusiastic presentation by Kevin, very enthusiastic, even though he claimed he was bullied to come on stage. And he talked through the Redfield's ratio for N and P and how the analysis between the ratio trends and parameters such as light, depth, temp, and how these may affect growth of cyanobacteria. Our last presentation was Karen, who explored the strategy to improve wastewater pond operation in the Territory and the journey undertaken over many years and future plans for improvement. So it's been a big day, and I haven't even mentioned the panel and video. So I'm probably not going to go into detail there, but I think we can all agree it was really interesting to get some more insights and stories from the various perspectives. So thank you all. I would also like to take this time to acknowledge our sponsors of the event. So we have our platinum sponsor, Origin Energy, our silver sponsor, Tonkin, and our National Young Water Professional of the Year award sponsor, Xylem. I would also like to draw your attention to our exhibitors and hope that you all had a good chance to have a chat to them today. So AVFI, Prominent, Steel Mains, and Xylem. I also would like to give a really big thank you to the NT Branch Committee and Elise from AWA for your hard work in putting this program together and making today come together so easily. So I think 2020 has been a year of uncertainty and change, but I would like to say that the committee has kept great traction throughout this time, and I'm really excited to be a part of a team with enthusiastic and committed individuals. Now, if any of you are interested in joining part of the NT committee, please don't hesitate to come and chat to any of us, either after this or at the dinner tonight. We'd love to have you on board where you can. And lastly, I'd like to thank all of you for your attendance. So thank you for joining us today, and if you are joining us tonight for the Water in the Bush dinner, it's at Little Miss Korea, kicking off at 6:30 p.m. So please make sure to bring your name tags, and I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.